Here we are, and this week's episode deals with what I call the 3 Ds of negativity. Of course, I have to say there are more of those, but the ones I'm talking about are disparaging, disgusting, and disappointing. 'Cause first, let's talk about the disappointing. 'Cause, let's say Syracuse went down there to Death Valley, or as I went last week, Death Valley. Because usually anybody who goes down to Clemson doesn't usually come out of there in one piece. Well, I tell you what, this Cuse team showed that they can play with anybody, including what was then the 3rd or 2nd ranked team in the country. And guess what? They nearly could have pulled it off, especially Dungy with his hard running. Heck, we were up by 10 points early in the 4th quarter, but Clemson showed what a championship team can do. Truth is, I thought maybe the defense, which seems to have improved dramatically from the last 2 years. Of course, once Babers gets the right personnel in, it should work. But they went on that epic drive there and scored with Etienne with 41 seconds to go. And Dungy tried. This team tried. Oh, how they did it. But it just came up short. But I think this Cuse team showed it can play with anybody. And I have a good idea that I think we're going to go bowling if we don't decide to fall on our face. And of course, once late October and November come the last couple of years, we've fallen on our face. And I hope that doesn't happen this year. But this team definitely is markedly improved over the last two years for Babers. Of course, he's molding it in his own fashion. But what a job, Cuse. What a way to hang with one of the top teams in the country. Now we gotta go to the place of the 3 Rivers, the place of Iron City beer, and we gotta beat our arch rivals, the Panthers. And you know what? That would definitely be sweet in more ways than one. Yes, it's disappointing, but what an effort, Cuse. But now I'm gonna go from disappointing to downright disgusting, 'cause that's the way the Bills seem to play at times. You gotta wonder, I know McDermott and I know Bean were trying to mold the team in their own fashion. I knew that they were probably going to take a step backward this year to take a step forward. But if this is taking a step backward, I'd like to see what they do for the middleman, if you know what I mean. 'Cause this team sucks, especially the offense. 146 yards of offense. The defense couldn't really hold Aaron Rodgers, although in the second half they played a little markedly well, a little weller than they did. But of course, once you let one of the all-time greatest quarterbacks go, he's going to pick apart. Hell, Rodgers could sit back there in the pocket, make a sandwich, read a book, iron the ironing board, do whatever he needs to. And the Bills still couldn't get a pass rush. Of course, 7 times the Packers put Allen on his keister, saying, "Sit down, son." A 22-0 disgusting loss. And it doesn't get any easier. The Tennessee Titans at home this week. Come on, guys. If this is your idea of rebuilding, I hate to see what you do when you're good. And especially when we get the personnel that'll work. Now I'm going to go from disgusting to disparaging. Yes, but I took a look at the Ryder Cup. And let's just say, I was hoping for a good show by the Ryder Cup team. But it seemed as though Jim Furyk, who was the captain of this team, apparently showed that heck, when it comes to the Ryder Cup, he can captain like he plays in the Ryder Cup, losing. And of course, that's what this U.S. team did. Lose in pretty bad fashion to the European team, although I have to give the European team some credit. This was on their turf. This was on a tough course. But what a way to concede the Ryder Cup. Phil Mickelson, who sadly seems to be on his last legs as a competitive golfer on the regular tour, hitting a ball into the water and conceding the Ryder Cup to Molinari. But I mean, hell, that was definitely disparaging, especially when the PGA of America formed a committee to help find a way to win the Ryder Cup. Well, it's back to the drawing board 2 years from now at Whistling Straits. We gotta get this back on track, because this is a thing of pride. Ryder Cup's a valuable trophy. It should be in the U.S.'s hands, but I kind of think this is the last we've seen of Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods playing for the Ryder Cup. And now I'm going to close out my show with one that makes me downright disturbed and angry. Yes, local student Haley Lang, who goes to the University of Buffalo. I mean, last couple of weeks, let's just say she's a good young kid, but she had a very disparaging, disgusting, and disturbing thing happen. 2 years ago, her grandmother, Joan Capaldi, passed away. She was cremated, and Haley got a nice little silver necklace with a small little urn on it that contains some of her grandmother's ashes. Apparently, what happened about 2 weeks ago, she was the victim of a robbery. She lives in an off-campus apartment at UB, and where she lives with 5 other kids. A robber broke into the apartment, stole a lot of valuables, including that necklace. And that breaks my heart to no end. She's a good kid. Her mother and I went to school together. Her grandfather and my father were great friends. And you know what? She's been on a tear trying to find out what happened. And I mean, let's just say, I wish her and her family the best of luck. And I hope she can find what happened to her necklace. Because to lose something that's so precious to you, that just breaks my heart. Good luck, Haley. Good luck, Capaldi family. And please, if anybody out there can help, please help Haley Lang find her necklace. And that's how I sign off this week. I'll see you next week.